process, we talk about whether or not quick count undermine the good deliberating for the process of swing voters, right? The principle coming from the government side of the house shows, right, that this deliberating process need to be as ideal as possible. That's why, for example, as the Prime Minister had already explained, neutral time where the campaign is banned exists, right? This example need to show you guys that clearly that demonstrate that even if something as good as giving information to the voters about the election, it can be banned under specific circumstances, right? And in the context of quick count, right, when we discuss when there are a significant number of swing voters, 45% of Indonesian voters are vulnerable of being influenced by shallow stuff as numbers, right? This is where the deliberating process of these voters need to be protected, right? And they never show why they don't aspire for voters to have a meaningful vote as much as possible. The second discussion happens on the matter of check and balances, in which the opposition side of the house argued the check and balances needs to be as much as possible, right? First of all, if they argue that the current check balances is not working, it is not enough for them to argue that KPU is not trustable, but they also need to argue why Bawaslu is not working, why the KPP is not working, why the witness from the party is not working, why NGO is not working, why the media is not working, which they didn't. Because we believe that the KPUs and the check and balances process happen step by step from RT, kecamatan, and all the way to the national level, right? And furthermore, we proved to the opposition side of the house that all other check and balances institutions have incentive to find faults in KPU, and they are actually getting paid to expose the faults of KPU. International NGO have trained advisor and so on and so forth, right? And therefore, we believe the check and balances in the status quo is sufficient. Furthermore, we already showed you, ladies and gentlemen, that we in the status quo have real count, right? Which means that KPU are obliged by law to be transparent and show the results of the election, right? Which explain why we do not think that additional information is necessary, right? If they want to use quick count as evidence in real court, we already respond to this by, we don't use quick count as in court, and real count is already available in the status quo, which means all the benefit of giving supervision is actually already happening, right? Maybe the only significant one additional benefit coming from government side of the house that we will not have, for example, bad discussion about which real count is more better or not, right? And in which we believe that will save us a lot of energy for something that is much better, right, to do. The last discussion happens on the level of impact, right? Which we believe the first is about during election, whether or not the people will be likely to be swayed, right? We believe that quick count exactly alter your decision in the time that it matters the most, right? When the voting is happening, that is because the exclusivity of the quick count itself, right? We say it will be more consistent if we ban quick count because we want to give voters protection during this very important time. The second discussion about the impact is about political education, right? Because we as a government aspire Indonesia to have educated voters who actually have reason why they vote and not being swayed by numbers, right? But opposition want Indonesian voters to have less standard, right? They actually argued that we're not supposed to have that much idealistic. We say that real count harms the process of Indonesian having good voters because it shifts the focus from the process into the results. Lastly, we're talking about the social cohesion, right? We believe that at the end of the day, it will be harmful towards the cohesion of the society because it gives and infuse doubt in the public debate, right? And we show to you that in the status quo, it is much better if we have real count alone, and we already have so many other alternatives in which we saw that it will be better if we ban quick count. Based on all those reasons, we believe that government should take the debate.